little bit tonight. So we have, recording. We have the reset expert instead in the house. Her testimony has literally went viral everywhere. So we were going to have Michelle Lopes from corporate. If you guys want, are into that type of thing, send your prayers to her. Her mother just passed away. So she really wanted to be here. She was really sad to miss out. So we definitely are going to reschedule her because the way that she talks about the reset is in such a different light than I've ever seen. So, and when I was at Silver Stars and I heard her speak on reset, because that's what she did in her past life. Now she does recognition. Before she did training for her previous MLM company. So anyway, she was awesome. We'll definitely get her rescheduled. But tonight we have Emily here, who really is the reset expert. Her testimony and her before and after pictures are crazy. So we'll get into that. But the first thing I want to touch on while it's still fresh in my mind is earlier today, there were a few of us on a call that was led by Bob Heilig. I think I'm saying that right. I literally sent Emily a voice message and was like, how the heck do you say this? Because I'm going to butcher it. So Bob Heilig, you can follow him on Instagram, has really good content. But what he talked about today, and I have my pen because I was taking notes. He talked about there's two types of selling, and I want us to all kind of get into this mindset of how are you having conversations with people? Are you having the conversation in a way that is transactional, right? They say they're interested, you ask what your problem is, and they say it's XYZ, and you say, amazing, I have exactly what you need, and fill in the blank. I'm bloated, you need triplex. I'm tired, you need active, right? And we have really good plug and play, right? Products that can fill these buckets really easily. And I feel like I do the same thing. You know that these are such amazing products and that they can solve everything for them. Like you're like, yes, just take them, just trust me. But the way that you gain that trust from someone for them to want to purchase from you is from transformational selling, which the way he talked about it was really, really mind blowing. Oh, Ashlyn blowing up the chat. The way he talked about it was really mind blowing because he was talking about building those relationships with people. And the last thing he talked about today on that call is what really stuck in my brain. He said he would have these conversations with people all the time and he could never get people to commit, which I hear literally all the time. I have so many people interested. I follow up with them. I do all these things and I cannot get them to commit. Why can I not get them on the same page? So I heard this and I was like, okay, I'm here because I'm there. This happens to me too. And he said, you need to have a conversation with them that is question based, that makes them feel like their problem is unique. And I thought that was so interesting because we know everybody has problems. Everybody has very similar problems. But the thing that changed that for me was when he said that you need to make their problem unique to them and you need to live that problem with them. You need to ask them questions. You need to be invested. And when they start to feel like you're invested in them and it's not just about the sale, it happens so much easier. And he said, it's not that one-time conversation. Maybe it's 2 or 3 conversations over, a few days, a few weeks. But it's not about closing that sale at the end of the month. So yeah, we'll definitely drop his name in his Instagram because he has a lot of content there too. But he was just really honing in on moving that conversation from transactional to transformational. And he said, we all did this Black Friday, right? There were huge deals going on, and we were sending those messages of like 10% off. Here's the deal. Here's this, here's that. And usually when you're in those conversations, you might revert to this place of like, I can do $10 off. I can do 10% extra off. I can, you're throwing the kitchen sink, whatever you got, your whole team's promotion, every single freebie, you're like, I need you to commit. And if someone's not in that right mind space, they're not going to be there to commit to you, to commit to the products. And yes, exactly, you should not cheapen what we have. We know what we have is going to help them. But it's also, this is where it's a two-way street, right? Transformational. We can get the products in their hand. We could give them the products for free. And we are not in their kitchen every night with them, making sure they take those products. We are not, waking up with them like, hey, did you take your BioCleanse? Hey, what time are you taking your pink drink? We try to provide customer service, especially in that first few weeks, but it's exhaustive to try to keep up with someone on that regimen every day. But if they are invested in you, in the products, and they want to try it, I feel like that's where things start to change. Because you're now in a different mind space of they are invested and they want to do it with you, right? And that's where even showing up in your stories. So they're still getting that interaction with you, and can see that you're just as invested in the products as well. So I thought he did such a good job explaining that, and really just deep dived into that. And then also on the call, I know some of you were on the call, so I'm really sorry if I'm like recapping this, but it was like mind blowing to me, because we talk about have conversations with people all the time, be a person, be real life with people. But I feel like it's really easy to say that. But when he did like the foil of what we're talking about, and it's transactional selling, which is so easy to get sucked into, it really made me understand that much deeper, the way that you need to have those conversations of asking why. And I thought a really good tip, which I'm going to challenge all of us here to do the same thing, was anyone that has purchased from you, like really recently, maybe you gave them a deal. He said Black Friday, but really in the whole month of November, he suggested sending them a message and simply asking them, why did you decide to purchase from me? Because I think that will tell you, tell me, tell all of us exactly how we need to be building that relationship. And then Emily also suggested, this kind of like sparked my memory. Boss Lee, she's also an MLM, but she's a great trainer and really talks about that same thing. So anyways, I feel like I got off topic there, but she's so good. And Bob was so good today. Just, really relationship building, finding your people, being able to know what their why is. I think she referenced like she would, every new client or new person she took on, she would ask them what they wanted for Christmas this year. And she gave them like a price. And this was like any time of the year. So like in July, she'd ask people like, what's your number one thing you want or gift or something? And then during the holidays, she was like, no, these people, I remember, I wrote it down, and then I gave them a service and made them feel that special connection from me, that I was listening to them and that I was taking to heart what they were saying, and genuinely wanted to help them. So I thought that was so good today. And yeah, I think that was kind of my 10 minutes. I don't know if I'm close or not. Yeah. 9 minutes, not too bad, on just business tips for the day, having real conversations with people on their why. We talk about our why a lot. Know what their why is, why they want to do this with you, why they want to invest in the products. So we'll go to our second 10 minutes. We're doing it. And it is reset, which is what we were going to talk about before, but specifically, I'm going to talk about reset and fasting. So I am someone who I have been intermittent fasting for about a year now. And I usually do not eat anything. Some mornings I'll have black coffee, depends what time I have to wake up. But do not eat anything until 11:30. And this is something I really coach my level ones on as well. What is your diet? When are you eating? Because these are two really key things to really help with your metabolism, help with, obviously the reset and fasting, but intermittent fasting and what you're eating when you break that fast. So that's why a lot of times with, especially I've really been doing the reset and the weight loss combo, because I feel like that protein amount that you are taking in is so important. And during the reset, you have so much of it, and it is the only thing that is going to burn fat. So when you know, get the reset, you're in it, you're doing it, you're feeling good, setting them up for success after, and intermittent fasting and a protein shake. But the reason it's so important is that when you're fasting, that is really the only time your body has a chance to get rid of old cells, cells that aren't doing their job anymore, cells that aren't performing like they should. And if you're constantly taking in calories, your body is only processing those calories that you're taking in. It doesn't have the chance to actually go in and do the proper cleaning. And it's so funny. Michael and I were talking about this. It's like we've been told that when you're fasting, you're like so, tired and, I don't know, like it's not a good look, I guess. Like you're tired, your brain fog, all these things. And I found that at my third day of the reset, I actually had a ton of energy. I actually didn't really feel like I needed sleep, needed to eat. It was kind of weird. But like primitively, it made sense to me because, way back in the day, ancestral living, if you're in, my husband's all into that thing, but if you were low on energy, like low on food, you needed that energy to be able to go hunt and gather and, get food. So then when your calorie intake is high, of course you're going to be relaxed. Of course, this is like, our ancestors are sitting around the fire. They're having a good old time. They're feasting, right? And that's the time where, you're relaxed. Your energy is low. So fasting is just such an important way to really spike that metabolism and being in more of a seasonal change of feasting and famine. So, you're in the normal calorie intake of your day, eating healthy foods, and then doing that reset really just helps to reset your body. I mean, that's kind of the thing. So, there's so many good things on fasting, intermittent fasting, and just giving your body a chance to really take a break from constant calories. So, anyways, some really good, this is just how I get my information quickly sometimes. Always fact check things, but I feel like, just like a quick like TikTok search of like intermittent fasting, and, people show meals that they're eating high protein, people who count their macros. I saw a really cool page that was actually someone who was getting 100 grams of protein a day with no dairy, and it was really cool, and no protein powder. So, just really good ways to like, and I'll drop some of those resources here too while Emily is talking. But if you have any questions on, intermittent fasting, I would be happy to answer them, but just wanted to give like a quick synopsis of fasting, why it's so important, and why it really kickstarts your weight loss journey. To be able to see such a change in such a short amount of time. They say that it takes 72 hours for your body to release the cells that destroy the bad cells. So that 72 hours is so important. And I would just, encourage people who are doing the reset, who are maybe new to Plexus products, to finish that full 3 days. I know that the third day gets so hard. People are like, I don't want to do it. I'm just going to stop. Like, I won't eat anything the rest of the day. We have major scientific research behind it. So, just encourage people to finish. I know I had one lady that did, and she did amazing, ended up losing, I think 8 pounds. So, but she wanted to quit, which it is hard, and I don't blame her. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Emily. She is going to talk about belief building tonight. And there may be a little reset. Hopefully I'm envisioning the reset and belief building coming together as one,
Yes.
because you really need both to kind of do it. So anyways, I will turn it over to her. Thanks, guys.
I have 2 book suggestions for you guys that are asking questions and you loved the reset, but then what? Like, you're kind of like, I'm doing the reset and I'm using my Plexus products, but then what? And there's so many things that factor into weight loss in general. So before we get into belief, one, those 3 days are so important for the cellular turnover because it's affecting your metabolism and your endocrine system. So for those of you that suffer from, adrenal fatigue or, hold on one second. I'm trying to switch our faces around so y'all can see my face. Okay, here you go. So if you suffer from adrenal fatigue, which a great indicator for that is slow healing wounds. So like, say you scrape your leg and it takes forever and like you're putting Neosporin and a Band-Aid on it, it's not healing. That's a great indicator that you have adrenal fatigue, just like an external thing. So if you have things like that going on inside your body and you're mad that you got to reset for 3 days and you're thinking about Mickey D's over there, Mickey D's, no, that's McStupid. You don't need that crap. That you are falling for consumerism and you are falling for junk. It is artificial food. I love that she brought up cavemen. Okay. Yes, I know it is 2022. I know maybe there's cavemen out there in, some other countries, but I know here in America, we have access to food and crap everywhere. You walk into Walgreens, you got access to food and crap. You go down a road, you got access to every drive-through, right? DoorDash, Uber Eats. Okay. And I'm like sitting here listening to Caitlin and there's an ornament on my tree that says Merry and Bright. And I do not feel anything merry and bright right now. I know it is the holidays, you guys, so y'all gonna get a little sass from me tonight, but my day has been hellish. And I'm so glad I did the reset last week because I really feel like that was the only thing I had control over. And maybe you feel the same way. Because if I can't control the things happening around me or my crazy children or my crazy spouse, I can control nutritious, wholesome, protein focused things that are going into my body to fuel my body. There's a book that I love that you guys, a lot of you know about. If you're new here, you've probably heard me never talk about this, but those that have been here for a minute, The Obesity Code by Dr. Jason Fung. And I love it because he's like real sassy. He kind of has like Matthew McConaughey vibes if you do the Audible version. And he kind of like gets sassy with you because he's like, listen, you could do Atkins, you could do Plexus, you could do intermittent fasting, keto. It's all going to work if you stick with it and you change something. And that we're going to get into that in just a minute when I go into belief. But the reset is a stepping stone. Okay. Some of you, it's summer, you're hot and you know that water is going to be cold, but like, do I want to run in Cannonball? No, I'm going to wade in, right? That's what reset is for so many people and your customers and your potentials and even your inactive ambassadors watching you reset. So when you complain about it or say something tastes bad, that is realistic. That's authentic and genuine. But make sure you're focusing on, hey, it's just 3 days. Okay. I'm literally turning over my cells. Like, that's my superpower. What are you doing today? So it is such a unique tool for us to wade into learning about our cells, helping our metabolism and allowing the other Plexus products to really do their job because they have a fresh palette to work on. Okay. Another book that I love is The Obesity Fix. It's up there on my shelf. I don't know the author, but I'll post them in the team page. It is such a great book. And he gives you recipes and ideas that are realistic and things you probably already have in your pantry to help you prioritize protein, but also get in leafy greens and carbs, because those are not bad. I don't care what the 90s told us. Carbs are our friend. Okay. And other great things. So use the reset as a tool. I've been doing them once a month. I'm officially down 30 pounds since 1 year ago. 1 year ago since I saw a picture of me at New Year's Eve and I was like, oh, hell no. This is what people say when they look at me. I was freaking out. Okay. Have you ever done that? Have you ever seen a picture of yourself and you're like, that is not me. That is not me. Some of the best memes on the internet are like, it's like Brad Pitt. And then it's like Brad Pitt that is trying to be a junkie in some movie and he looks real rough. Like, this is me when I take selfies and this is me in real life. That was how I felt a year ago. So when corporate was like, hey, Emily, you want to do this reset and trial it for us? I was like borderline offended. Like, what y'all trying to say? Like, you think I need a reset? But I did. Okay. Who knew? I sure didn't. And it has been the coolest thing that I've ever stuck with. I'm very proud of myself and I'm proud of you guys that are doing it too, especially all you mamas out there. Like, so cool. But we're going to talk about belief. And I love that we started it with that sales strategy and a little bit of reset, because some of you haven't done the reset yet because you don't believe that you can. You don't believe that you can give it all you got for just 3 days. Some of you didn't think you could do this plexus thing. Okay. So we're going to go back to yesteryears. Okay. We're going to go back to 2014. Okay. Go with me here. I'm going to paint a picture for you. You're on my mother-in-law's floor in the living room. All right. She's got some leather recliners. All right. They're lazy boy people. Are you with me? Are we envisioning the same thing? Yes. Head nods. Okay. We're on the carpet. There's some baby toys. You know, the toys that babies have, but they don't really play with them yet because they can't lift them yet. You know what I'm talking about? The cute little baby toys. You got a baby shower, but your baby just looks at them because they can't hold them. Okay. That's where we are. We're in my mother-in-law's living room floor. I have a 3-month-old baby trying to do tummy time. I'm crying. He's crying. It's loads of fun. Okay. This is 2014 Emily. This same Emily is also doing 16 hours of online college classes. This same Emily had a friend that she never saw, and all the other friends lived in California because I came home. My husband was deployed to Afghanistan. And I was sitting there thinking to myself, we have no money, self. What am I going to do? Am I going to go be a secret shopper for Chili's at night with my baby? Am I going to sell pictures of my feet? Am I going to, be a 911 operator? Like, what am I going to do? I'm not kidding you. I'm 24 years old. I'm on my mother-in-law's carpet playing with my baby, thinking that my husband's going to get it blown up sometime in Afghanistan, like every day. Like, that's all I could think about. I was a ball of anxiety. Like, they probably made Vital Biome because of all the emails I sent into corporate. Okay. I'm not like, maybe you've never been in a situation like that, but you're in a situation. Maybe it's right now. Maybe it was 10 years ago. Maybe it was 5 years ago. Okay. Whatever that situation was, I'm talking about that low. My low was actually 4 years before that one. Okay. Yeah. Does it suck not to have money? Sure. However, was there something that I could control? Was there something that I could do about it? Yes. If you don't think that there is something you can do about the situation you're in right now, it's because you don't believe in yourself. There's zero belief. The lack of belief in yourself is what paralyzes you from moving forward in your plexus business. The lack of belief in yourself, not the people signing up with you, not your upline. She ain't your babysitter. She's not supposed to call you every day. She invited you here. Okay. If anything, you say, thank you. Thank you for inviting me here. I'm like so excited to be here. Like, that's the truth. Every freaking industry book out there, especially GoPro by Eric Worre, he talks about that. Things like chapter 5, chapter 8. He's like, tell your upline, thanks for bringing me here. I got this. My success is mine. My failure is mine. It's up to me. And tonight we gonna believe that. It's not my job to make you a diamond. I'm just going to put it out there right now. I released that burden years ago. Do I want everyone to be diamond? 1000%. But I can't hold on to that and feel bad if you're not hitting your goals. You have to believe in you first. I don't know if kids are listening, but if you believed in Santa as a little kid for however many years, maybe you're 35 and you still believe, you can believe in yourself for 5 minutes. And that's all it takes, 5 minutes to get into action, to make a plan, map it out, and get to work. The work might take a little bit longer than the 5 minutes of self-belief and getting there and moving your butt into action, but we're going to get there. And don't worry, I came prepared. I have an acronym for you guys. So if you have notes in front of you, I want you to write the word belief. If you don't know how to spell it, sometime, I know it's been a day. Maybe you just don't know. It's okay. BELIEF. Belief. Okay. All right. I think we're done writing. Yes. Okay. When it comes to using an acronym like this, I want you to remember it on the days that you are not doing what you're supposed to be doing. For example, you are a stay-at-home mom. Your baby is napping. For some odd reason, pigs are flying. The laundry is done. There are no dishes in your sink because you went to McDonald's. Mixed stupid. Anyways, okay. You have nothing else to do. I could reach out to some potentials. I could watch a Heilig training. I could get on a podcast or two. I could start my own podcast because I'm awesome, right? You have all these great ideas. But what do you do? Who wants to take a guess in the chat? What do you do? Because you don't believe in yourself. What happens? The self-deprecating procrastination kicks in. We watch Netflix. We read a Colleen Hoover book. We FaceTime someone and talk about being diamond, but we don't do the things to get there. We scroll on Instagram. Who said that? Anna. I never know how y'all say her name. Okay. Netflix. Watch Netflix. Y'all need to exchange numbers. Hey, are you watching Netflix? No. Some accountability needs to happen tonight. Y'all need to link up. Or give me your Netflix passwords. I'll give them to you when you do 100 reach outs. How about that? Send me your Netflix passwords. I'm gonna be watching all y'all shows tonight. I'm gonna cancel mine. I'm gonna log into yours. Okay. But seriously, we procrastinate. So before I give you this cute little acronym that reminds you to believe in yourself and to remind you that 24-year-old stupid Emily that was about to sell pictures of her feet on the internet that had a baby and online college courses she was struggling to get through, and I don't even use my freaking degree. That Emily is now a diamond. Okay. There's so many other diamond stories just like this. And for the record, if you've ever seen the diamonds on stage, we are all different colors, all different shapes and sizes, all different ages, all different ethnicities, backgrounds, cultures, religions, all the things. We are not all Stepford wives. Okay. We're not. So I want you to, whatever you think it means to be diamond, write that down real fast. Just write it down. Like the first thing that comes to your mind. Diamond to me is blank. Okay, write it down and then write the date next to it, and don't lose that. Put it on your fridge. Put it with like your baby memorabilia, something like find a place. I just saw Caitlin's message. Find a place for you to put this, because when you are diamond, I want to know if that rings true, what you wrote down. Okay. All right. The belief acronym. The B stands for better. Better. One of my favorite diamonds in all plexes is Christina Williams. She's been in this business for a little while, and her upline, Brittany Howard, went diamond, I think 2 years ago during the shutdown, but they've been with Plexus for 13 years. And they had some leadership skills to work on. They'll be the first to admit that. But one of my favorite, like Christina, if you follow her on Instagram or Facebook, she's always working out. She's got biceps for days. Like maybe B should be biceps. I don't know. But she's always talking about being 1% better. Y'all, the 1% better for me had nothing to do with Plexus. You're ready for this? Life-changing, blow your mind tip. My 1% better was making my bed every day. Why? Because I have ADHD. And I was not medicated. I was not taking my products consistently. My household was a reflection of my brain space. So I had to be 1% better. That did not mean make a list and be perfect and do all the things and stress myself out. No, it was, okay, I'm going to make my bed. I'm going to make my bed. And if I did that, then I got to watch Netflix or do the thing, read the book or whatever. Okay. So I want you to think of some things that you can be 1% better at. Maybe it's finish the book that you started on personal growth. Maybe it's finish one training without hitting pause and being intentional with that time and saying, you know what? Like, I love the 30 of you that are religious to these Zoom calls every Tuesday night. Y'all make me so proud, because I know there are a million other things to do. I know it's December. I get it. I know you could be drinking wine in your bathtub right now. Maybe some of you are. That's why your camera's off. So I get it. But you're being 1% better because you showed up tonight. Okay. The E stands for emotions. I've said this before. I'm going to say it again. Emotions are useless in business. I did not say your emotion is useless in telling your story. No, because that storytelling to me is very different than intentionally working your business and mapping out goals and stuff like that. Emotions are useless in business. I'm going to use an example. Riley, I'm throwing you under the bus because you're coming to mind first. Riley and I were talking lately about just leadership in general and having conversations and having a task or a challenge for the people that you believe in more than they believe in themselves, right? I'm talking about your VIPs, your level ones. And you're just like, I see her on stage. I see him. He's going to be a diamond. He's going to change the world. And they're like, I'm too busy to watch that you sent me. I'm getting my hair done. I'm picking lint off my couch. I'm too busy. Okay. I get it. There will be excuses for everything. And you have this team that you believe in and you want it. It's up to them. It's not up to you. Emotions are useless. If you get mad at that, emotions are useless. They don't do anything for your business. The only emotion that you should have is passion, because that fires you up in a positive way. We get mad at people for not believing in themselves. That's not accountability. That's just holding a grudge. And their timing is not your timing. Okay. So the E was emotions, and they're useless. You can write that in all caps, underline it 5 times. Okay. When you don't hit your rank, when you lose points, when someone can't reorder because they rather keep the lights on, you get mad, you remove them from the chat, emotions are useless. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I was looking at the wrong acronym. I'm like, that says better, not believe. Like, what happened? I must have like scrolled away from my thing. It's okay. L stands for leadership. Your leadership is going to evolve, and it starts with self-belief, and it's going to suck. Like, you're totally going to suck at being a leader before you get better. Okay. And John Maxwell, I think he's brilliant. Do his books bore the living daylights out of me? Yes, but he is brilliant, and it is necessary to rise up. So the first thing that I did, remember, we're being 1% better. We're not diving in because we'll procrastinate and quit. I get it. I know, we're human. So one thing that you can do, it's called Minute with Maxwell. You can subscribe on the johnmaxwell.com website, and it's a 1-minute video. He'll text it to you or email it to you, and it shows up every single day. And he gives you a word. Sometimes it's a noun, adjective, like whatever. He'll give you a word. He'll explain how to use it in your business, in your life, and in leadership. That, for me, was something I could commit to. Sitting down for 21 weeks and doing the 21 irrefutable laws of leadership again with rising rubies and senior rubies was not a place for me to do that when I had a leadership lid on. What I mean by that is, like, your leadership, like, it fits in a cup. And if you are not going through all 21 laws of leadership, that basically you just put a lid on your cup and you trapped. And you cannot grow as a leader when that lid is there. Okay. And he teaches you about that. But to be 1% better, because you're trying to grow the belief in yourself. I can do this. I'm not a quitter. I'm not a procrastinator, right? I finish projects. These are all affirmations I say to myself. So leadership is finding one thing that you can commit to, whether it is John Maxwell or a podcast or signing up for $19 leadership coaching thing or whatever. But being a better leader. We are not managers. We are not managers. This is not Chili's. I'm not going to tell you to pick up your table and clean off your salt and pepper shakers. This is not what I do. Okay. Leaders will call you and say, hey, I have not seen you on Facebook in a week. What's up? What's up? Or, hey, you've had your subscription off, or hey, your card got declined. Let's have a conversation about that. Not, you didn't order. You are not taking this seriously. Like, no. Y'all that makes my eye twitch. Okay. No. And I'm only saying these things because I did them. Cringe. I did them. Okay. All right. Does anybody need me to repeat these, by the way? I'm like, I can't see your faces because mine's like super big, but just let me know in the chat if I need to slow down. And only in because I lost my acronym. So I'm looking for my next one. Okay. All right. I is for interests. You cannot have belief if you are interested in things that are not belief giving. Okay. And what I mean by that, it's kind of like making a vision board, right? And you have interest in all these things, like driving a Range Rover and a Louis Vuitton. I don't know. You have interest in those things. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about like a Pinterest board. What I'm talking about is your interest If you want this to be a successful growing business and you want people to take your leadership seriously and Plexus seriously, you want to have transformational sales, not just transactional sales. You want people to see your reset before and after and be like, I need that. Can't live without it, right? Your interests need to be interesting. You need to talk about them every single day on social media, because if you stand for nothing, you fall for everything, and then nobody follows you or wants to see what you're up to because you're just in all the things. Stand up for something, show what you're passionate about. If you think gut health is the end all be all, which it basically is, we did it first. Okay, we did it first. Very well, I might add. Nobody else has the triplex. That right there just, whoo. If you need belief, borrow that, because nobody else got that. Nobody else has ProBio 5. They can have their psychobiotics, syncobiotics, whatever. I've seen it all. Every freaking hashtag. Nothing beats ProBio 5. Lori Ward Harrison literally sold ProBio 5 until the day she went diamond before she mentioned any other product. Somebody went diamond because of ProBio 5. Y'all are going to go diamond because of reset. Like, that's how I feel, because I'm interested in showing people the problems they can solve with gut health. I'm not just interested in earning a louis Vuitton so that I need y'all to order so I can make more money. Like, do you see the difference there? Because that's how superficial it looks when you post about me, look at my business, help me reach a goal, help me earn a North Face. That's what it looks like. That's what it looks like. I know. You just like get this face and you're like, oh, make it stop, right? And that's when you get unfollowed. But in return, if you are interested in gut health and you're interested in what you're talking about, not like, oh yeah, obviously it works, look at Emily. Like, no, I want you to believe. I want you to believe in it, okay? E, number 2, expectations. Y'all, put it in the chat because I want to see this with my own eyes. When you signed up for Plexus, what was your expectation? Put it in the chat. Be honest. When I signed up for Plexus, I expected blank. Put it into chat. Jessica said, I expected nothing. I expected to lose weight, but I was skeptical. I expected balanced mood and hormones. Hey, Sky, who did you join? Because I liked your answer. I expected nothing. I expected weight loss. Anna, who did you join? Cami, I expected to fail again. Angela, weight loss. Tara, I just had hope. I expected pain relief, to lose pounds, have more energy. So, okay, do y'all see the difference in responses? Do y'all see that? Expectations are different based on the person that you signed up with. That is why Caitlin said to go back to your VIPs that recently ordered after the Black Friday hoopla, and you were like in everyone's DMs like a creeper on Tinder, and you were like, oh my God, buy from me, love me. Like, that's what you were like. Okay. Well, the ones that did, I know you don't know their names. It's okay. We're gonna learn them tonight. We're gonna go revisit them and say, why did you buy from me? Why? This is why. The expectations that you have set. If you are only talking about weight loss, you are setting that weight loss expectation bar high. If you are only talking about pain relief, you are setting the pain relief expectation bar high. If you are talking about nothing and you're just like, hey, by the way, I'm doing Plexus, their expectation is nothing. But also, I noticed a few of you said, I expected, but I was still skeptical. I expected, or I was just hopeful. Okay. That says more about their internal dialogue than what you were talking about with Plexus on social media or whatever conversation you have with them. So your expectations, I'm tongue-tied. Firstly, your expectations of yourself need to be very clear. Okay. If you expected weight loss from Plexus, have you received that? It's a rhetorical question. You don't have to put it in the chat. And if you have, why the HE double hockey sticks are you not talking about that every day? I don't care if it was 2 pounds. There are people that would kill to lose 2 pounds right now because they're so addicted to fast food and so addicted to sugar and so addicted to alcohol that they just can't. They don't think there's hope for them. Okay. Somebody said to get relief from IBS. That tells me, and I don't know who you are because it just says Galaxy Note 9. That tells me whoever she signed up with posted something about that. Shared a testimony with her, shared gut health stuff with her. Like, these were y'all's literal expectations when y'all signed up. So imagine if you're learning how to believe in yourself and in Plexus, because there's different pillars for different things. You have to believe in the business model. You have to believe in Plexus as a company. You have to believe in yourself. You have to believe in your organization and your team, right? But the expectations that you're setting, it starts with you and the expectations you have for yourself, the expectations you have for the VIPs you're bringing in, and then the expectations that you are setting for the people that are watching you. So the reason why I said, Sky, who did you join? Because Sky said balance, mood, and hormones. And then she said Caitlin Kerr. So she joined Caitlin Kerr because she expected balance, mood, and hormones. Why? Because Caitlin freaking shows up and she shares testimonies. She's very honest when she goes MIA or gets pregnant. But like, she set that very clear expectation. And Sky, since we're picking on you, have any of those been met? Because I haven't kept scrolling. So if you already answered, then fine. Allie said, I expected to prove my friend wrong. That was me. That was me. And for those of you that have been here for a minute, and I know we've gone over time, but I'm not done because I'm very fired up about this. I told Holly, if it sucks and does not work, I will tell everyone that. But if it does work, I will also tell everyone that. I gave her an expectation. Like, here's what you're going to get from me as a customer. That's how crazy I am. But seriously, the expectations, think about that. Think about that. Where are you setting the bar? Okay. Lastly, F, faith. Belief comes from having faith in something, and faith is believing in something that you cannot see, right? You cannot see yourself as diamond if you don't believe that that is possible for you. I did not join this business to be a Plexus diamond. Did I want a Plexus Lexus and to be emerald? That was as far as my expectations went. Remember how I just said I set those self expectations? That was as far as my vision board on Pinterest went. Like, I was like, no, even before that, I literally had a conversation with Holly. Like, I'm just trying to make like a couple $100 so I can get my nails done. Like, that's where I was at with my mindset about myself and how I felt about my capabilities and my skill sets and my marketing skills. Like, somebody posted on our team page the other day, because I shared about our new Mexico diamond. She went sapphire and diamond in the same month. She has 2 level 1 emeralds that are separate legs. So she's a 2-star diamond now. And someone commented on that post and said, wow, I'm just really bad at sales if she did this so quickly. And I'm like, don't you get it? It is so much more than sales. Like, this is not Target. Okay. Like, this ain't Target. I'm not just slinging probiotics over here. You're selling yourself. You're selling your story. You're selling the industry. You're selling the business model. You're selling opportunity because it's not a job. I want you to think about that. How many of you have a job right now? You can just raise your hand or put a job in the chat. I'm talking like you go somewhere, you clock in, you clock out, like you have a job. I've had a lot of those in my life. My mom and I had a great conversation about that today, about all the different jobs that I've had. And they really did shape me into the person that I am today, because, I waited the tables. I had the crappy and the creepy customers. I did work in an office and learn, tactfulness and learning to shut up when I needed to shut up. I learned how to dress up nicely, but also have fun and be a bartender and get messy. Like, I had so many different jobs. I cleaned houses. We sold playground equipment, all like just the craziest situations. Okay. And then I think about all the time that I spent at those jobs. And I think about how I clocked in and there was a system in place, and that I knew when I was done for the day and clocking out and going home. And I knew during my lunch break when I would sit there and daydream, we didn't really have social media yet, but like, I would just think about the things that I read in the Cosmopolitan magazines, because honestly, that's what we had before Instagram and Facebook, right? Is that not worth it for you? Those things that you daydream about and think about? Like, can you imagine not having a car payment? How much extra money would that put into your life, into your bank account? Imagine having a college fund set up for your child so that when they're 18, it's done. But you have to believe in yourself and Plexus in this industry. If one of those is wavering, I don't know, if it gets a little shaky, London Bridge is going to fall, y'all. You have to have all those pillars. When I think about having a job and then I joined Plexus and I really, really wanted to be a diamond, really just because the diamond docs looked so cool. And I used to watch Celeste Gwynn's diamond doc. It's like a 5-minute video about how they got there. And I just thought that was so cool. It reminded me of like MTV Cribs, like, welcome to my crib. Like, I wanted that. I wanted to be validated. I wanted to be relevant. I wanted to show people I got out. I'm not in this small forsaken town anymore. I wanted to be successful because no one else in my family was. Okay. What do you want? Do you believe that you can get there? Are you committed to being 1% better every day? Can you set realistic expectations? Can you freaking dive into leadership? And just hear me now loud and clear. Leaders are readers and leaders are learners. That also means unlearners, because we have some bad habits we have to unlearn to be better leaders. Are we going to be interesting and show people what our true interests are? If maybe you are balls to the wall excited for Plexus, it is like, it just freaking excites you. You want to be on stage at convention. You want to show your husband your $10,000 paycheck. You want a freaking Plexus Lexus that you want to wrap in a pink Plexus, I don't know, whatever they do at custom auto places. You just want to wrap it in a big old Plexus microbiome bag. Okay. I don't know. Maybe you love Plexus that much. Talk about it. Be the crazy Plexus person. I was ridiculed, made fun of, and blocked. And now I'm just like, they're still working at that job. They're still complaining about working at that job on social media. They're still unhealthy. Mentally, physically, financially. Do not give up before you even begun. It's going to be hard work, but if you treat this business like that 9 to 5, right? Clock in, have working hours, create systems, right? Train yourself. You did not learn how to do QuickBooks overnight, all right? Train yourself. Log into your virtual office every single day. Click around. Learn what perks report means. Learn how to look for credit card declines so you can show people, hey, your card declined. It looks like Plexus is refunding you because it didn't work and they didn't want to overdraft your account. So let's talk about this. Let me walk you through how I make a post on social media. Help them believe and see the vision 5-10 years from now. I've been doing this for 8.5 years. A lot of you have been doing this alongside of me and you have lost that belief in yourself because people have quit, or because you have a new job, or your seasons changed and finances have changed. Maybe you have children. I have 3 now. When I started, I had 1. It was so much easier. Lord have mercy. That's why we do these when they go to bed. I get it. I get it. Yes, Riley Reedy said, say yes to your dreams. Diamond Kyle Rainey. Gosh, you guys, I'm so inspired. This is why attending Super Saturday is so important. It's every January. Register. It's $20. Go to a friend's house. Nobody's local to you. Find somebody local to you that does Plexus, because that sometimes is all it takes, is for you to just link arms. If you can go in person, it's going to be outside of corporate. They're hosting it actually like at a casino, because that was the biggest meeting space for everyone. They announce new things and ideas and training, sometimes new products, sometimes new trips to earn. Like, there's so many cool things launched at Super Saturday, and it's just a great place for like-minded people to believe again, to reignite that belief. All right. I'm going to wrap this up. I'm going to pray for you guys. Thanks for being on. I know it's late, East Coasters. I'm so sorry I went over, but I was real fired up today because today really sucked. Like, really sucked. But I prayed for days like this. Okay? I did. I prayed for sucky days like this because he's here. He's not in Afghanistan. And I have living children. Okay? So it might suck. It might suck all the way to the top. But then you get there and you're like, I believed in me when nobody else did. And now I'm going to go teach other people to believe in them when no one else did. Okay, let's pray. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you so much for this awesome group of people. I love them so much, and I know you do too. Thank you for sending your son, Jesus, to die on the cross to save us from ourselves. Thank you for believing in us and for giving us the fruit of the Spirit so that we can have love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control, and that we can share those fruits with our social media audiences and show them the things that you've created and the brilliant minds that work at Plexus to help us to just share gut health. Thank you for this opportunity, and thank you for Zoom and technology so that we can see each other. We are so thankful. I pray that they would be blessed this week and that you would show them where to believe, show them who to believe in, and teach them how to believe in themselves because you've saved us. Amen. Bye, you guys. I will post a recording soon. Love you. Have a great night.